For our business statistic group assignment, we conduct a research study titled UPSI Students' Commitment with the University Environment. Our goal was to understand how students feel about the university environment and how that environment influences their academic commitment. To gather data, we distribute a questionnaire among UPSI students and receive 150 responses. This study focuses on key elements such as learning environment, infrastructure, support system, and engagement opportunities, and how these factors affect students' dedication to their studies. Now, let me explain our research objectives. Firstly, we aim to assess UPSI students' perceptions of their university environment. This includes academic support, infrastructure, and how suitable the environment is for learning. Secondly, we wanted to examine how committed students are in terms of class attendance, participation, discipline, and motivation. Our third objective was to determine whether there's a significant relationship between the university environment and students' level of commitment. And lastly, we plan to present statistical insight using descriptive and inferential analysis so that the university administration can identify areas that may need improvement. Moving on to our research framework. Our independent variables include 5 main factors that represent the university environment: cleanliness and sanitation, safety and security, and lecturer-student relationship, learning atmosphere and infrastructure, and access to academic resources like labs, sport fields, and learning materials. Our dependent variable is student commitment. We measure this through indicators such as class attendance, participation, motivation, and how actively students use available resources. We have developed 4 research hypotheses to guide our analysis. Hypothesis 1. There is a significant relationship between the quality of university sanitation and student commitment. Hypothesis 2. There's a significant relationship between campus safety and student commitment. Hypothesis 3. There is a significant relationship between the lecturer-student relationship and student community commitment. Hypothesis 4. There is a significant relationship between the conduciveness of the learning atmosphere and student commitment. This hypothesis helps us focus our statistical testing and understand which aspects of university environment matter most to the student.
My name is Muhammad Zulkifli. I'm going to present about 4.0 sample and sampling technique. The research population is Pendidikan Sultan Idris University students, and random sampling used to increase the fair probability selection among members of the population. In systematic sampling, each member of the population is listed with a number, but instead of generating numbers at random, individuals are selected at regular intervals. In this study, we examined the mean and standard deviation between variables using a single t-test sample. This study used probability sampling, that is systematic sampling, to study the effect of university environment on student commitments. There are 3 sections and 29 questions were completed and answered by students and data that were captured. 5.0 Instruments and measurement items. The objective was to examine selected variables and test the hypothesis using descriptive and inferential statistical methods. A quantitative approach was adopted, and the survey was conducted using a self-administered questionnaire. The first section covered demographic details such as gender, age, technique, course of study, faculties, and semester. Subsequent section contain items measurement key variables related to the research objective. A 5-point scale was used for the items, where respondents were asked to indicate their level of agreement, ranging from 1, strongly disagree, to 5, strongly agree. Now, as you can see, we can look at the picture that I put in the slide.
Assalamualaikum Doctor, my name is Ilyas Irsyad. So right now is my part 6.0, which is the descriptive analysis. So as you can see, the descriptive statistic on the left, the sample size was 150 students, and the mean values, the gender, ethnicity, and age. It was 1.29 and 2.46 and 21.14. So the gender range is from 1 to 2 years old. And then the ethnicity is 1 to 13, and the age is 20 to 24. That is the range. So there was 107 respondents that respond are male. So it was 71.3%. And also there is 43 respondents that are female. So 28.7%. And generally the survey, it results indicate that there are more male respondents than female, and it is because we share the Google form and in mostly the male group. Okay, so for the next one is the gender. Out of 150 respondents, 107 respondents are male. Okay, so this one is basically the same as the previous one. So yeah, 107 respondents are male, 43 respondents are female. So up to next slide. So in this slides you can see the age in this histogram, the age of the respondent. So most respondents are aged 21 to 24, which is most of them, all of them are UPSI student. 55.3%, while 44.7% are 20 years old. So which means 21 to 24, 55.3%, and 20 years old are 44.7%. So it shows that majority of the person that respond is the older students. And the next one is from the semester. Most respondents are from semester 2, and it was 85.3%, and the rest are across the each semester, semester 3, 4, 5, and 6. So there's no semester 1 because semester 1 doesn't join yet. They will join this year. This year they will have a new sem 1 students. So for the next slide, and this is slide. So for the ethnicity, there's a lot of Malay students respond. So the majority of the Malay students is 74.7%, with other ethnicities like Iban, Bumi Putra Sabah, Sarawak, and so on. So most of them are aged 21 to 24 years old. So for the religion, the majority of respondents are Malay. The majority of respondents are Muslims, which is 83%, followed by Christians and Hinduism and other religions that such as Christian is which is very small percentage there. And there's also like atheists, which is they don't have religion. So that's all from me. Thank you.
Now we are moving on to result and interpretation of the output. In independent t-test, null hypothesis, which is H0, is equal to H1 equals to H2. Meanwhile, alternative hypothesis is H1 is not equal to H2. And since P is 0.257, which is bigger than alpha 0.05, we are failed to reject HO. Which means, in conclusion, at the level of 0.05 level, there's no significant difference in the mean age between gender group 1 and group 2. In one way or another, we find that null hypothesis is H1 equals to H2 equals to H3 and equal to H4, while alternative hypothesis is not all H are equal. In p-value, we find that it's 0.257, which is actually bigger than alpha 0.05. This means that we have failed to reject HO, which is null hypothesis. So, in conclusion, there is no statistically significant difference in student commitment to academic success across different age of group. In multiple regression, we find that R2 is equal to 0.129, which indicate that 12.9% of the variation in student commitment is explained by variation in sanitation, safety, lecturer and student relation, and learning atmosphere predict student commitment. And we find that in ANOVA table, the p-value is 0.524, which is bigger than alpha 0.05, which that means that we have failed to reject HO that indicate that all factors will play a significant effect on student commitment. While in the coefficient table, we find that p-value is actually 0.257. This is bigger than alpha 0.05. This indicates that sanitation, safety, lecturer and student relation, and learning atmosphere predict student commitment. Now we're moving on to the final part, which is conclusion, that this study has examined the effect of the university environment on student commitment at UPSI. Through a comprehensive statistical analysis, the finding reveals that while the certain environmental factors such as infrastructure, lecturer-student relationship, and resource availability play a crucial role in student behavior and stress, therefore affecting their willingness to commit to their study.